Karibuni sana.
Thank you. Asante
Welcome.
sana.
Yeah, welcome to the Nothing Podcast. This is I don't know. This could be either a good idea or a terrible one. We for the audience, for context, we had actually started to record this outside using my usual setup on the couch. Then it rained on us heavily.
Yeah.
We had to abandon the car. Actually, we had to, I don't know the footages of this. We had to actually abandon everything and just run inside here. But then when we came here, we were like, I got all cinematic on it.
Yeah, and it had gotten so interesting. Like, then all of a sudden it started ta 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 ta.
Yeah. But then we got inside here. I was like, I have standards. I need the cameras. I need the one. That's how we ended up with this setup. But I think it's also, probably like I'll be trying this setup more.
Yeah, this I think way better.
Yeah, I am having you on this podcast because first, like, I think we kind of like we've interacted a bit, but I also wanted to understand a bit of your journey and what you do. But then we'll just end up like I think we might just end up talking a lot of problematic things about other people.
Don't worry, man. Like, you just roll with it.
You are here because you're a stand-up comedian. You're an engineer and you're also a rapper. I probably want to play with one of your things. I actually, like, early on when you told me you're a rapper, I thought you were a rapper the same way I was a rapper. I thought you were a rapper the same way I thought I was a rapper. You know, like, there is a stage of my life I thought I was a rapper. I don't know why I thought that.
Like, I think it's a face.
It's a face of every. Let me tell you this: every South Sudanese young boy thinks he's a rapper at a certain stage of their life.
Yeah. I remember, like, all my friends and, like, classmates, they started rapping around 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
And now it's all done.
Now a lot of them are cashiers, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are just like, they realize like, oh, nah, I'm not a rapper actually.
And I think it's because, like, there's no one person you can point and, like, this person made it through rap. So, like,
yeah, but also a lot of times also there are a lot of things that we do. It's not our craft, but we just want to kind of try it at certain. This is just like football. There is a stage of my life I thought I was a footballer.
is there anything you have not thought?
No. Yeah, there is a stage of my life where like I thought like I want to be a footballer. I am a footballer. Then I just realized like I'm not. You get reminded very, very easily.
You tried?
I tried it, but not pro. I was playing in school.
For school, okay.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Is there any sport that you think you'll make it in?
Me? I don't know. I've never tried any sports. I used to be a goalkeeper, like.
You are a decent one?
I would like to think so. Like, I was good.
This is online. There's always someone in the comment section who from your school. They're just like, you can't lie too much online.
Yeah. So, like, in the school, man, I used to be a keeper. Yeah.
I used to be a keeper.
During, like, PE and maybe, like.
Do you think you'll make it as a wrestler? Have you seen the wrestling?
Actually, when
right?
I was a kid, yeah, I used to do wrestling.
I have seen the wrestling yesterday. They took some guy and raised him up.
I thought that was fantastic. I don't know how he did it. Like, he just lifted him like this.
Yeah, I thought by the time you were kind of a pro,
he lifted him with his hands.
Yeah,
like, he just grabbed his arms and do like this. Like, that was amazing.
And then the guy, I think, like, being lifted up. So the guy on the way down, you know, like, falling is also, you need to be a professional to fall. Seriously. So the guy, I saw him on the way down. He came and he fell with his back.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us will, I don't know if I have to say, will fail to fall.
Talking about that, you know, you told me you were Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lady, her boyfriend is a boxer.
Yeah.
So this guy was beaten up, like, he was knocked out, and the lady broke up with him because she didn't like the way he fell down.
Oh, they
Yeah, you should go and watch that episode. Actually,
I need to watch it. Yeah, because falling requires some.
And Joe was like, "What? Like, is there like?"
That's a double tragedy.
Yeah, you are defeated, man. So, like,
yeah,
there's nothing you can do about it. Like,
yeah, I'm not. I don't want people to break up with me. But if they want to, it shouldn't be because I was beaten up. Bad.
No, our point was not him being beaten up.
That he did not fall. He did not fall well. That guy fell professionally. Yeah, but like I mean, if I was the one, like I don't know, I wouldn't make it in wrestling.
This
but
guy got knocked out. So like, like no man. She
that
didn't have any excuse to break up with him. That's what I think.
I think she was just. There are a lot of people like that. There are a lot of people like that when they want to break up with you. They
Yeah,
create
they just find the slightest excuse and
yeah,
run with it. Yeah.
they just find an excuse. I don't know what is the worst thing that someone told me when they wanted to break up with me.
Mm.
I
It's not you. It's me. That one.
but that thing is so much overused. It is so overused. I think people should get very much okay with breakups. I don't know what's the fuss about it.
Yeah.
And people should get fine with saying that I'm dumped. I was dumped, or someone broke up with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think people.
But I think ladies usually like they try to make about the guy. Like it's never their fault. Like you look at it.
Huh.
They usually like try to make like he was trash. He was like blah blah blah. For real.
Yeah, but like the problem is that everyone who breaks up with someone,
Yeah.
they just have a very horrific stories about them. Now my question is that like, oh, this person was never this. Now is it all these people who have been broken up with? Where are they? Like,
Yeah,
like
I was,
is there a neighborhood where we can go and find all these
yeah,
bad people?
Yeah, I was thinking of an idea like we get people who have broken up and you try to get both sides because we never get the side of the other person usually. Like if you talk about your ex, we'll take your words for it. Like
I usually when I kind of narrate to people about my past kind of relationship with what my friends and I remember there's a friend of mine and she was like, but what was her point of view? I was like, hey, are you supporting me? Like I was like, please, let's blame people who are not here. Like, what is this business of you trying to support someone who is an absentee?
And like, you know, they're like people you've seen their relationship from day one and then they break up and then they try to make it about the person. You're like, yeah, bro. I know you are the problem. Like I've been seeing this relationship since day one. Like, yeah, it's you.
I think probably like we dedicate way too much time talking about relationship than we should. Like in the number of conversation, the memes, the airtime, the tweets, the post. It's just like way like if we dedicated as much time on relationship as we are on oil exploration, we would have found oil in Situ probably by now.
Yeah, but you like all that thing on Facebook. Very few people are in relationship. No, that's a fact.
So you think
like don't be carried away by what is happening in people are really single out here.
What do you mean are really single? How single are people?
Like single. Like yeah, don't be like
what like have you seen that meme of like you know, like the Simpsons, like that meme of Homer Simpson sitting in the bar
okay,
and everyone has the term engaged on them and he's just sitting alone. So you think a lot of people are single but no one wants to
I'm sure it's not like I know a lot of people are single but they try to play like a character like that in a relationship or like no, you're single, like
why do people do that?
I think it sells on social media, like to be in a relationship goals or blah blah blah.
Yeah. But also I find a lot of people who like into this business of like single and happy.
Because like if people were in a relationship the way we think, I know a lot of people that should be married by now.
Why should they be married?
What is the purpose of having a relationship for like all those years?
What is the cutoff years for you? How many years is too much?
It depends whether you're a girl or a guy.
No, I mean like for a relationship duration.
I feel like if your relationship is going beyond 1 year, you should get married.
Oh, come on, my guy.
No.
1 year?
Yeah, 1 year.
Come on.
What do you need? See, how long do you need to know the person?
You need to know the person. I mean, I'm just repeating what other people are saying. So you think like if beyond 1 year?
Beyond 1 year.
I know of a person.
Beyond 1 year, you are not the one. Like you just.
I know of someone that I was
she's
told
just
of.
Trying to like buy time.
2 people who dated for 13 years, and they got married.
And they got married.
Yeah.
One was friend zoned. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, and they got married after 13 years.
It was not mutual.
It was not mutual, huh?
Yeah. 13 years too much. Maybe one person was in the friend zone and they were just waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Do you find yourself at times it's very interesting? Some people,
Yeah.
from the opposite sex, you're just messaging them probably.
Yeah.
To ask.
Yeah.
For a Type-C charger or whatever. Then they reply to you, "Hi, brother."
Yeah, I personally I don't like that.
Why?
Even if I was not interested in you and you tried to give me that, I don't like.
Why do people call someone brother prematurely? Is that a defensive strategy?
Yeah, it's a defensive kind of thing. So like they're trying to shell away any kind of potential interest. Like,
Any thoughts? Any thoughts that you have? Have you ever been called brother prematurely? Have you ever been brothered?
Yeah,
How did you feel?
I felt bad. Like, here's the thing: if me having sex with you is not going to be considered incest, don't call me brother. Like,
So for you, that is a limit. That is the kind of
yeah, I'm not your brother. Yeah.
So you don't want people brothering you around.
No.
What
Even if I'm not interested in you, don't call me brother. Like,
So what is it? What do you want to be called by the opposite sex? Hi, friend.
like I don't know. There's a way you just talk to people.
Yeah,
like,
you can just be normal with people, right?
Yeah.
Just be normal.
Be normal. Yeah.
Don't brother people.
Yeah.
Don't go around like brothering people anyhow.
Yeah, and there are those ladies that will go out of their way to let you know they have a boyfriend, and you didn't even like make a move on that. Yeah.
How will they do it? They'll just as soon as you message them, they send the boyfriend's picture or what?
No, like you are together and they're like, oh, my boyfriend, blah blah blah.
How does that conversation flow naturally, or you think it's forced at times?
It's forced. I think like I don't know. You can never understand ladies basically, but like that's weird. Like,
Yeah, I'm actually really not interested in knowing about people's boyfriend, irrespective of what I'm interested in them or not. Yeah, it's just like I'm just like I do not care.
and here's the thing: ladies love attention, and they don't care whether who they're getting that attention from. So like, even if they're not interested in you, they still want attention from you.
What kind of attention? Just like
Whatever attention you give them.
Yeah, but that's crazy now. That's like if you're not careful, you might just
you end up in a friend zone. Like I used
what is wrong with the friend zone? What is the friend zone?
Friend zone is when you have sexual interest in a girl, but
sexual interest is like a very different thing. You just have interests.
Okay, you have interest in her sexually, but
let me get this straight. When you say sexual interest, do you mean like an interest in being in a relationship or
exactly in a relationship or making out or doing?
Yeah, but those are two different things that you're mixing them together.
What?
Like having an interest in a person and having sexual interest.
It's the same thing. Like, what is the ultimate goal of having interest in a person?
I mean, someone say like, I want to have an interest in a person, get into a relationship with them, and marry them.
Marriage is usually like the final stage. When you're talking to a girl, marriage is never like part of your plan.
What is part of your plan?
Like making out or doing whatever. That's like primary thing.
No, but like a lot of people will disagree with that, saying like, hey, like usually that's not the case. Like that's not the case.
Like you go in a relationship with marriage on your mind?
That people do that.
Like Lost Boys, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, to be clear, Lost Boys. Can you define who are the Lost Boys?
Lost Boys are those South Sudanese in Australia and like America, Canada.
Those people who went from here as young men.
Young men, yeah, and they come back here to get married. Like someone will come today, next tomorrow they're married.
And that happens actually. That's a very
so those are the only guys that go into a relationship with intention of getting married. Like they don't play around. Like,
are there people who don't go into relationship but just go into marriage? Like ooh, just
yeah.
Wow.
Indians.
Indian. I mean, you spent your your university years in India. And you were telling me earlier on, like you started comedy there, and you're making jokes of Indian marriages. So you find like, so do you think I mean, at the risk of generalizing, do you think some of the marriages you saw there just like go straight? People like escape the relationship, didn't just go to marriage.
Yeah,
is that useful?
I don't know, but here's the thing: they last forever.
Yeah, that I was. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. I was telling a friend of mine.
So I was trying to judge them, but I was like, this working, man.
I was telling a friend of mine, and I told a few friends of mine, and people look at me like, disgusting, Nelson. Yeah. I told them like, I am more tolerant. Like my tolerance to the idea of arranged marriages have increased so much to the
Even
extent right
me,
now.
yeah, it changed
Like
my.
I'm very much fine with like I'm like provided that there is no force there.
Yeah.
Because people at times think arranged marriages are forced marriages.
No.
This are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they kind of be, but like
Yeah.
so I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, I am fine with the idea of people having arranged marriages.
They
She was telling me like, what do you think? What about the choice of the people? What about happiness? What about love? What about if this marriages break? I'm like, there are a lot of marriages that are not arranged that are breaking like glass.
Yeah, they don't even go a year.
Yeah, and like you find these Indian folks are just like having it arranged and like marriages lasting forever.
Yeah, and there was a concept like I can't remember where I came across it, but like love is not, it's not important. Like in like
The love comes later.
yeah, or it like there's more to like marriage than love.
Yeah. Because
There's
otherwise, if love was that important, I mean, if you love David Beckham, you should go and marry
Because
him.
see, at some point, even if you loved each other, at some point it's going to fade away. Like
Yes. And actually,
it's gone complete, but you're still together.
Yeah, and
like,
actually, there is a very much Christian kind of like reference to that. Also, where someone said like, "Hey, conviction and commitment
yeah,
are like the most important thing because if you, like after 20 years or after 30 years, like that love thing,
Yeah, it's
like
gone.
the love thing that you felt the first time you
Yeah.
went to Notos or Nomad or whatever it is. I don't
Yeah.
know where people go there.
yeah,
You can't maintain it after 20 years. You probably have to develop a lot of kind of expecting each other,
Yeah.
like those values, like respect, conviction, and kind of shared.
and I think that's why like most marriages right now they're ending quickly because people take love too seriously.
Yeah.
So like they feel like if love is not there anymore, we should part ways. Like that's it.
Yeah, but of course, marriages break for different other reasons.
Yeah.
But like you think that's one of them.
Yeah.
That's kind of like okay. Look at this, two unmarried people here going at it, just giving marital advice.
They should take notes, man.
Why should people listen to the two of us who are not married, giving them advice about marriage?
See, like you don't have to be married to know about marriage.
Like, hey,
just look at married people; they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Anyway, guys, we're giving you advice from Bollywood. Don't take us. don't take notes from here and go and you know like.
Please try arranged marriage. It works.
I'm not advising anyone to try arranged marriages, but I'm just saying like I am tolerant to the idea of arranged marriages. Like I think
Yeah.
I'm not as much. I don't have as a stronger views against it as other people. Like people have a very movie. A lot of times when people talk about things, they're referring to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, even this thing of like the proposal of the kneeling down with the ring and
it's
what.
not part of
Like
our
if you
culture.
grow up in Rumbek, in Rumbek or
Yeah.
in some outskirt of a village
Yeah.
somewhere in Yida or in whatever,
Yeah.
nothing will come to your mind that you should go and kneel down by the riverside and give a ring in the lady's hand. You have to see it in a movie.
Yeah.
You have to see it on Facebook.
I don't know. I was talking to some lady about being romantic, and like the idea of being romantic, like if they describe to you, is like what white people do basically.
Yeah.
We don't have roses like in the Dinka land or whatever.
I think
We don't have roses.
I think you should by then probably get a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Bring it to her like here, big fish.
Yeah. There are a lot of things that men used to do back then that were considered romantic, but if you do them right now, they will not be appreciated or they will not be looked at the same way.
Like beating up another guy.
Yeah, or like going to stand like, you go to the girl's house and you stand there or you with your brothers.
Oh yes.
You tuck
Yeah,
in and
I
all of
get it.
that. You see, that's
I get it.
romantic.
The standing thing, huh?
Yeah.
You go and stand by the road there.
Yeah, and then you're welcome. You get inside the house. You're like,
You're welcome or you're beaten up.
you're beaten up
Like,
too. Like it
what-
depends.
What this generation does not understand, and I think people need to understand, probably like, I'm from this generation. The aspect of relationship and marriage used to have a lot of beating up back in the
Yeah.
day. Like right now, like there is almost no beating up.
Yeah, like you have to watch out for the brothers. And
Yes,
cousins,
like the
you-
brothers find you, they beat
Yeah.
you up. You delay with the lady, you get beaten up. Another guy who has an interest in the lady beats you up.
And the interesting part is, like when you eventually get married, those boys used to beat you up. Now they're acting all nice and
Yeah. Why do you think?
And
I'm
the
naming,
one cows, the one favors, and you're
I'm
like,
naming-
don't you remember what you did to me? Like,
I'm not encouraging the beating up, but I think there is a lot of beating up that has been removed from the relationship. Seriously. Like a friend of mine was telling me that he was at a club chilling with the lady.
Yeah.
And then the brother was just there also oh, dancing the brother of the lady.
Yeah.
Then he was telling me like he even felt so awkward. He was like, why is this guy not trying to beat me up? It's like, why is this guy not trying to beat me up? What the heck was happening here?
Yeah.
It's I think the civilization has removed. I mean, I'm saying civilization has removed. Maybe it's someone who's being beaten up right now as we're talking about this. But still in I think in other areas, that beating up still part of it.
Maybe like in the village, but I think like people are beginning to like be okay like with people dating. I remember like I think last week. Yeah, like I went to Shirkat, like to see some lady, and like the mom actually I was going on like on my V8.
Okay,
and there's a wrong.
Just to be clear, your V8
Yeah.
is a motorbike.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because people here think V8.
So like mothers, whatever, they have bad impression of like people.
Let me get. You went to see this lady because this lady is your.
Let's just say like that. Yeah. So
okay, you went to see this lady who's just like
that.
Uh-huh.
I was wearing my sandals. I don't wear shoes, by the way, if you have noticed. I mostly wear like sandals. Like I have a lot of them. And I was on the bike. Like I don't look like you know, a good suitor like for a girl, whatever, right? And the mother saw me and she didn't mind. Like she
was just fine with it.
Yeah, she was fine, and I didn't look presentable at all. And
but you did not look.
Plus, like I'm on the bike, so people think like I'm a boda by the way, or something like that.
So people think you're boda.
So like so there are like two things that were not in my favor, but like.
So you think people are now accepting of different social status?
Not all, but like
to some extent.
No, because I'm sure like let's say in the village there, the mother will not entertain me because she's expecting people in suits or like with cars or like who are like decent, whatever.
As a comedian, do you usually look for funny stuff in everything to come and make fun of?
Yeah.
So like if I invite you for something for my wedding, would you be kind of trying to spot some anomalies in my wedding?
I guess some things just happen instantaneously, like you know.
What if I have 40 people in my lineup? Is that you'll definitely comedy about that?
40 people, like best man or
maybe 40 is my 12.
12.
What is the number that will make you think like this guy's too much?
I think more than 3 is too much, bro. Like you just need a best man and not a best man. Like 3 is enough.
It is very strange with the lineup. So I happen to have the privilege of both living in Kenya and here. In Kenya, if you're kind of called to be in the lineup, they just tell you, like your friend just tell you, you're part of my lineup.
Yeah.
And then you go and buy the suit and everything and from your own money. They just tell you like, hey, this is what, which is I mean like I'm fine with that. That's a good contribution.
Yeah.
So like they just tell you this is what we want you to wear, and then you contribute and you go and buy. In South Sudan, you being the best man, if you're in the lineup or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the best man and there is those others. I don't know what they're called. Lineup. Probably there's an English name for them.
They're called
standing. Kusimama.
And I wanted to say mates. There's a name,
There's a name. Whatever, those guys. So here in South Sudan, like you actually, they buy for you the suit.
Okay.
They check you in a hotel. I mean, I'm saying this is not everyone's experience. But usually they buy for you the suit.
Yeah.
They buy for you the
everything
suit.
basically.
They check you in a hotel a day before so that you guys are all what?
Yeah.
The following day also, after the wedding, they also check you in a hotel and what? In Kenya, that's not a thing.
Yeah, you have to contribute.
Yeah, you have to contribute. But then after the wedding, as soon as the wedding is over, like your friend goes, then you check your matatu and.
But let me ask you a question. How would you feel like if your best friend gets married and you're not the best man?
I don't know. I'm okay with that. Because they're like a friend of mine who got married and I was not the best man. like few of them.
Oh, like best friend, not just friend.
The thing is that like my best friend are ladies. So for example, for example, I don't know. Yeah, my best friend are ladies. Actually, there is a best friend of mine who's a lady.
Okay.
I am like, that's my friend. during my wedding, I want her to be my best man. Like, yeah,
Okay, that's going to be like
that's going to be controversial, but I'm like going with it.
it's going to be controversial.
Yeah, of course, I know some people who are listening to this podcast and say like, Nelson, but I thought I am. Yeah, there's a friend of,
Feminists are clapping somewhere now.
I don't think it's less to do with feminism, but it's more to do with like that lady is, I don't know,
Like,
this is politically incorrect word. That lady
Yeah.
is my guy. She's my
Yeah.
guy. She's my guy. Like I share with
But
her.
is
thing.
she feminine and all of that?
Yeah, she's feminine.
Okay.
Yeah, she's feminine. She's a lady. She's a lady. Like-
but like she has to have like some masculine kind
No,
of
she doesn't have
energy.
to. She doesn't have to. She can just be there. Like she can be like all girly.
Girly?
Yeah, and that's my best man.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm
Because I'm trying to imagine this lady like that. I don't know, like
why can't you imagine it? Why can't you imagine my best man is a lady?
like I don't know, like no feelings involved or whatever. Like
Yeah.
like how did you get to be like that best? Like
How did I get to be
without
a-
feelings getting involved? Like that's my
I don't know. Like I think probably like over time. Like I mean, I used to be. For all kind of like confessing, I used to be very immature. Like living in high school,
Okay.
kind of like I grew up in Sudan. Like in Sudan, you study in schools that are kind of segregated.
Yeah.
Like I studied all my
Primary.
my primary, secondary, all in segregated schools. So like
what do you mean segregated?
I mean like boys' schools and
Okay,
ladies'
okay.
school. I don't know if
You
is
know,
that
like when you
segregated?
talk about segregated.
Oh,
like,
sorry,
I'm
not
t-
segregated.
Yeah, I'm
not
talking about like
racially
maybe-
segregated.
Yeah,
Is it? But it's still segregated based on gender.
but
Also,
actually in India it's somehow like that too.
it's Indian.
Like even in the bus, there's one side for women.
That's what they
You
have.
cannot sit there even if there's no woman there.
Come on, give me a break.
I'm serious.
Come on, India. They need to chill.
Like if there's no woman there, no one is going to their side. Like,
But probably they did that for a good reason. Maybe after some time, some men were harassing a lot of women, and then they decided to institute that.
not really. Actually, the system is helping. Like, because can I tell you something?
If you want to tell me something problematic,
If an Indian tells you they're virgin, believe them.
now of course you want to tell me something problematic.
Believe them. So you can have like a 30-year-old guy who I've never seen it. Or maybe on. See, you know Pornhub? The number one like viewers and consumers of Pornhub are Indians.
I think Sudan is the second one. Sudanese, I mean, Sudanese are going to be on my case. Sudanese are like
The second,
Sudanese are like the Sudanese society is such.
and like even Pornhub is aware of this. Like
Po-
they know about it. Like when Indians are doing their festivals, they wish them like Happy Diwali, Happy Pongal. So they know about this.
But don't you think this society is living a lot of hypocrisy, where you have a society that's kind of like overly conservative,
yeah.
and then like behind closed doors, people are just consuming porn and whatever
Yeah,
all kind of
but-
things. Because
And I cannot blame them because that's the only way you get the experience. Because you can easily become like 25 years old without
just to be
getting
clear,
a girlfriend.
no, just to be clear, like if someone from their choice, you're not saying like someone from their choice want to abstain from sex and become a virgin or not getting a girlfriend, that is
Yeah.
fine.
It's not optional. It's like the way the society is set up. Like even in school, girls sit on one side. In the bus, girls one side. Like
What does
any kind of.
what does that do to a society?
So like men are forced to like
Become weird?
weird, exactly.
Someone
Like there's some guys who
Someone
cannot talk
told me
to a
that-
girl. Like
someone
they,
told me there are a lot of guys who kind of
and that's
I
why
don't want to
arrange,
mention countries. Someone told me there are a lot of guys who message her from a certain country and they are like very weird.
yeah. That's why arranged marriage makes sense. Because I'm sure even if you give them a chance to go and talk to a girl, they will not convince a girl.
Now, kind of that goes back to the point that I was saying. So it's like so in my formative year, because of that, and also like in Sudan, the setup is very different. As you're saying, it's segregated and what I probably like as growing up.
And
or
actually,
coming-
the scenario is the same in all like these conservative countries.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like growing up, I probably like it in my high school and all. I thought like any girl who talks to me,
Mm.
like she's interested. Like I can, like yeah. Like even if you tell me like, hey, where's the church on this road? I'm just like, Okay, girlfriend. So, but then, like you grow up and then you realize like you need to socialize with the opposite sex,
Yeah.
and you develop like a kind of an admirable respect, and you
Yeah.
can be friends with ladies,
Yeah.
and like have a of course like not friends like just I cannot be friends with a lady the same way I'm friends with you.
Yeah.
Where like we're kind of crashing at a hostel together,
Yeah.
riding, doing what like that. Of course, there are like still boundaries and what, but you still friends to a
Yeah.
very good level. Like in case you have issues, you call each other. You
Yeah,
do
yeah.
what in case you're broke, you need someone to. I think you can develop. That's where like, and I was lucky enough
Yeah.
for the last 6 years or what to work with a lot of strong women.
Yeah.
Like really strong. Some of the ladies who do even at Define Head now. You've been to Define Head now.
Yeah.
You've seen like
I know a lot
like,
of ladies.
yeah, there are a lot of ladies here who are leading in different places. In fact, our new chief operating officer is a woman.
Wow.
So you find that kind of also gives you to understand like
Yeah, yeah.
how this space is not only occupied by men, but it's
Yeah,
also like having,
balanced.
yeah, it's balanced. Yeah, yeah, and you just grow. You kind of just grow more appreciation to that.
Yeah.
And I mean, people sometimes give me credit for hiring ladies, but like, I think I give the credit to the ladies for working with us because a lot
Yeah.
of them are like very competent. They just know their thing.
Yeah.
And that's I think that creates a very good atmosphere.
Yeah, and I actually like when you hired based on your, merits, not like your gender. Like
Is there anyone who's being hired because of their gender?
well,
Sudan?
but that's like the feminist thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a feminist here to come and refute that.
No, but that's the idea. Like they think like men earn more or men like get what because
No,
they're men.
but like there is a whole. I mean, the arguments of that, like okay, like when we talk about, of course, I'm not. When we talk about feminism and we talk about all these ideas,
Yeah.
there is a political side of it,
yes.
and there is a side of. I mean, like a lot of these things are enshrined also in politics, like
Yeah.
how do political systems kind of construct different things, intentional or intentionally, to
Yeah.
oppress a certain group.
Mhm.
Now, there is this aspect of historical injustices. I think
Yes,
probably you're aware of it. This
Yeah,
idea that like a group of
clear, yeah.
people throughout history get whatever recent or kind of like not recent history get kind of excluded from
Yeah.
some share of the cake.
Yeah.
And as such, that burden comes to this current generation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're aware of South Africa, like when
Yeah.
when South Africa got its independence in 1994.
Yeah. That's when I was born.
Yeah, you were born. I was born like probably like 3 years before that.
Okay.
Interestingly, so your name Nelson because of that.
Yeah,
MaNelson.
people usually try to make the association,
But it's not.
it's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Coincidence.
So I am so like the South African government, of course, knows that the Black South African have really had it. That's like a marathon. Someone probably like left like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, but it's the same scenario in Sudan here. Like
yeah.
the same scenario.
The same Sudan, like Sudan had a head start.
Yeah.
So I mean, like the broader feminist argument.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get into specific and nuances, but the broader feminist argument
Yeah.
is around that like there is a group of people that have a head start,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and that's kind of through culture, through different systems of power,
yeah.
and as such we reach a place where like probably right now if you want to move out of the house you are able to do so, but your sister's not
They
able to do
can,
that,
yeah.
even if she's working with Nile and earning a lot of money.
Mhm.
Because your parents will think like, oh, if she moves out of the house, that means she's a hoe. She's going. What will people say about us?
Yeah.
She needs to move from this house to
Yeah.
a husband's house.
So like in specific,
Mm.
like they have a point, but like in general, like the idea that like equality of what, when you like they assume that men and women are equal, right? And they're double standards, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, go ahead. Tell me.
So like they make assumptions of all these double standards, and they think like we are all even like this, but the world is not like that. Like there are things that a woman will get away with that I can't get away with, and vice versa.
I mean, there are a lot of things.
But these are things that make the world run the way it is.
No, but like I
so
mean,
like
I
if
mean,
you're going to even everything out,
not even everything. I mean, one of the things that I usually told the ladies is
it's
like
not personal.
we
Yeah.
got a raw deal in terms of the handbags. Like men bags are just like either black or brown or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't get that ostentatious, being what?
Yeah, so I have no problem with like specifics. I have problem with like the way the ideology is being run. Like they run in the sense like the group identity is more important than like
No,
individual.
but like right now, like for example, when your sister wants to move out of the house, even if she has money, she's not allowed. If you want to move out of the house, you're allowed.
Yeah.
Do you think that is fair?
It's not fair.
It's not fair. Like and a lot of people would probably, like the people who are even enforcing this system, they think that is how it should be.
It's like
I mean, like the parents and what,
Yeah.
like all people who are following the culture, they don't see a problem with that.
But here's the thing, like, you know that when you make some choices, you have to like be ready for like consequences.
What
Like
is it?
when you move out as a lady, like
Yeah.
it's not like the same like when I move out. Like,
But what consequences does she have to deal with?
as a woman,
Yeah.
like when you move out of the house,
Mm.
like maybe like maybe safety one.
Now, but that comes to the point. Like when she moves out and she
Yeah.
have to worry about her safety.
It-
Doesn't that enforce the point that like it's really a messed up world that she has to worry about her safety when you don't have to?
Well, I have to worry, but I can. Here's the thing, like safety, like it's physical, right? So like even the person who's doing attacking knows like there's some level
come
of,
on, like
there's some level of resistance that I can put up.
come on, like you can't beat up some like come on. A lot of the men that I see moving around at night.
And guess what?
Uh-huh.
Most of like the violence or whatever affect men. So like
No, but most of the
I'm likely to like get harmed more than a girl.
I think probably like the specifics about that is very different. I think actually like as a girl, if you're moving at night, people are more likely to attack you.
Yeah,
and
but
when they do, it's not just about your valuables. At times, people might want to kind of like sexually.
Yeah.
As a guy,
And that's the thing. Like you need to be protected. So you cannot like on. Like
no, wait a minute. Like so, does that? There are two things here.
Yeah.
Like if I move out and there are a lot of unknown gunmen.
Yeah.
The solution to that is not for me to be protected. The solution for that is that we don't need unknown gunmen.
It's the thing, Nelson. You, like there's someone. Like the strength is not the same. There's someone. Someone you can beat that someone, but that someone cannot be beaten by a woman. If that makes sense. So that person, if he was going to attack you, he will not attack you.
I think definitely like the argument around the physique build of ladies or guys and what. I think you're not saying that like in a civil society like we are right now, we have to be able to beat someone just for us not to get beaten up. I think reasonably all of us agree that just being human is enough for you to be not to be beaten up anyhow.
But here's the thing: we are assuming the world to be perfect. It's not.
Yeah, but it's an imperfect world. But can't we change it?
We can change, but not to the point of our liking. And like the changes we are going to make are going to bring some new problems, and we are not ready for this, or we don't have solutions for these new problems.
Like for example, there's a time you can open this thing. There is a time, like as a black person, you cannot move from a place to place without a permission.
Yes,
and probably a lot of people at that time thought like, hey, this is the thing. The white man said so.
Yeah.
But then people are like, hey, we need to change that.
Yeah.
Do you think in terms of women rights and women kind of like the existence of women in this country, do you think the things that we can still move the boundaries on to allow that freedom?
Yes.
And
there are a lot of things
like for example, human like the idea that a woman can just walk at night, that should be a reasonable society should protect that to some extent. I'm not saying that it's still safe. Even in the US, if a woman walks at night,
even you as a man, when you walk at night, you are not safe.
even you as a man as a walk.
So like you can put yourself in a risk.
What is it
to like? I don't know, to prove a point or whatever.
No. Come on, like people walking from their workplace to their auntie's house is not proving a point. They really just want to get there. So there is a reasonable. So when you say that, like where do you think those boundaries should be? Like right now, when you're saying like there are places where we need to make progress. Feminism aside, like there are places where we need to make progress in terms of women. Where are those places?
Education is one, and like things to do with marriage.
Which things to do with marriage?
I think you shouldn't pay dowry or anything. It's nothing personal.
You think people shouldn't pay dowry?
You shouldn't pay dowry, and because dowry is putting pressure on women to get married at a certain age, right?
Yes. It's kind
So
of like
so like,
but also giving the agency of marriage to other people who were
Yeah.
actually interested in your dowry.
yeah. So like they should have like a choice to get married or whatever.
So
And
what else?
and they should also work. Yeah.
Yeah, women should be able to work in different fields.
They should work, but like if they're going to like get a family, they have to make a lot of compromises. Yeah.
Which compromises should they make?
Like if you are going to give birth to kids, you should take care of those kids.
Again here, like specifically when you said taking care of it, like they should leave the job and come in.
There's no other way. Yeah, you have. So
So
here's the
if a
thing:
woman is a pilot, should she leave her piloting job and come and?
she has to make a choice, man. Like, see, you cannot be a pilot and you are nursing a baby at the same time.
No, I mean I understand. Like there is maternity leave and there's stuff like that. That's very different.
Yeah, but
like,
the thing is, those things are going to affect your career. You're not going to be as competitive as someone who's doing it full time.
but that's just like how biology kind of allocated this.
Exactly, but they don't put that into consideration as feminists. They think they should just do as fine as men. We don't have to leave because of pregnancy or whatever. So you cannot compare. See, you'll be pregnant for 9 months, whatever, and then you have to breastfeed maybe for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a man is working all that long.
And so that's unfairness. That kind of plays by nature.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, so they should accept, like, if a man is earning more because they have this, it's okay.
I think probably like the specifics are still, and I don't have someone here to come and like kind of rebuttal some of the arguments and what. But I think
if you see like a woman is working full time as a man, she will produce the same outcome as a man.
No, but I think usually the premise of that, those are the kind of the edges and the nuances of the argument. Yeah. I think probably people, I mean, at least the reasonable people that I know, usually when they're talking about that, they're usually talking about like for example, I work with a lot of women, some of them who are more senior than me.
Yeah.
I remember there's a time I went with a lady who was a co-trainer and we were doing some training.
Yeah.
Both of us were just trainers.
Yeah.
And one of the participants, who is a South Sudanese man, asked her to go and get for me tea.
Oh shit!
Like, I never in my culture, I never go and bring tea. And it was not even like making tea in the kitchen. It was the tea that, the self-service where you put the water and what.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that guy will never do that to a man.
Yeah, that's now irresponsible. Man.
Yeah. So you see such kind of thing.
Like at a workplace, like there's like a culture at workplace that is different from whatever.
And such things might at times make someone feel very like.
Yeah, there are real issues. There actually.
There is. And can you imagine like MaNelson, like you? I mean, I don't know. You work in the oil field. Can you imagine you go there, and then they're like, you're training people or you're doing what you're doing, you're saying. Yeah. Someone comes like, hey, MaNelson, I know you're an engineer, but get me tea. In my culture, I don't get tea. Then you'll probably like cut a span and hide it in that guy's head.
But like in the field, they make it about the age thing.
Yes, ageism is also a problem.
So like if you're the smallest kid there, like I have a position there, like I can command some people to do like something. Yeah. But it reaches a point where like, this guy's older than me, and like,
I mean, there's a part of it which is respect, and there's part of it which is now annoying.
But there's there's a thin line between the two.
Like in South Sudan, do you think young people don't get a lot of respect, even if they earned it?
They don't. Yeah, especially when you're working with older people.
When you're working with older
even if they're junior. Yeah, they still want
that I don't like. I remember someone who's. I mean, I am not proud of that. There is someone who told me like, you're like my child. I was like, what does that even mean?
But is your junior, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's not even a junior. It's someone that he's supplying us something, and I was talking with him and what in the context of telling him what is my point of view. He's like, you're like my child. I was like, what does that even mean? In fact, if you're my own dad, I will have to really hold you to the same standards that I think South Sudanese have at times like very different perspective of age.
Yeah, so like there's a factor too. So it's not, but like in another setting that's not like at workplace, that can work. But
Yeah,
like at a
that is
workplace,
fine
like,
if another.
there are like
Yeah,
some policies there, like
I once said like
comply.
if when young people are broke, people think it's because of bad choices,
Mhm.
and when old people are broke, it's because of zuruf. It's because of like young people's brokenness is always have to be blamed out of some
lazy,
flawed
yeah.
characteristics. But old people just become broke,
Yeah.
and then you have to accept it. They're just like, hey, life threw this at me,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm like, probably
You
probably
didn't do your homework. Yeah.
probably you did your. I think probably that gets me to a point.
Mm.
You're someone who kind of like really your comedy and your shows tread on the edges of on things that societies don't speak about.
Yeah.
Why do you do that? Why are you usually trying to kind of cross the line?
Well, like you know, like people, even those who don't speak, they have imaginations too. There's a lot that's going on in their minds, but due to one reason or another, they don't just speak their minds.
Come on, but like that isn't that a good thing? Can you imagine if everyone spoke what is in their mind? I remember I was telling someone, you say like, it is nice to meet you, but actually what do you mean? It's like,
Yeah,
it is not nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, they're like some comedies, like you know, people used to do like sketches. Like imagine like if you had to like tell a girl like what you want from day one, like
How will
what's
that
on
be?
your mind. It doesn't even work. Like you
But
tell them you want to like make out. That's like your mission. But is it you have to sell them a relationship to get what you want, even if that's not what you want.
Isn't that being manipulative? Do you think everyone like goes for a relationship just to sell them that idea?
But that's what works.
No. Come on, like do
See,
you think people ask someone to be in a relationship with because their own motive is just to sleep with this person and then fly
exactly.
away?
Yes.
But that's messed up.
That's messed up, but that what works. Because the alternative doesn't work. Like you meet you meet the girl, and you tell her this is what I want. It don't work.
But probably it won't work because this is people don't want to feel used and they don't want to be used.
Exactly.
But you're pro that people should be used?
No. It's because the alternative doesn't work.
Yeah, but probably the alternative is that like, hey, just get someone, be in a relationship with them, be committed to them, and that is it.
Tell me one way you can like get the bedroom fun with a girl without like trying to get some sort of relationship or something like to compensate for
That's
it.
why a lot of people do prostitutions and stuff like that.
Now prostitution is exactly like
It's what?
it's now like to bypass the whole process. Like you don't have to impress her. You don't have to do all of this, so you just get it direct.
Yeah, but like I think in general, I don't want to inject my beliefs into. I think in general, like probably people are better off being honest with each other
No.
and not wanting to use each other.
No. In theory that sounds great, but in practice that doesn't work.
Do you think a lot of people say they want honesty but they don't want it?
They don't want it. Especially ladies. Honesty will not get you laid, bro. Like
But like honesty involves a lot of things. I mean, there is all this. The other day I asked people on Twitter, "Will you give your partner passwords to your accounts?"
yeah.
People are like, "No way." I mean, of course you shouldn't, but also like, then I ask like in a reverse, if someone gives you access to their password, and then they just step out, would you immediately go to the messages, or you'll just say like, "That's fine, I'm just chill"?
Though I don't even like I don't check other people's phone. Like
I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about your girlfriend.
yeah.
So
My
you're
girlfriend
just chill.
included. Yeah.
If you see a message, tick tick tick, Dominic, notification.
And like if I see like a message that I shouldn't see, I'll not confront her about it. Like
You're fine with just being chill.
Like I should find it out. Like
What if the
another way,
messages
like,
start? What if the messages you're just holding our phone and the messages start popping? Bay 1, Bay 2, Bay 3.
Okay, like if it is
Lover boy.
if it is something I was suspecting or someone I know or something like that, I would be upset.
Yeah, you see those 3 messages. Lover boy. Bay 1, Bay 2.
Okay, now that's on another level.
That
Like,
you're like, hey, we need.
but
some-
like some random guy trying to like hi, trying to get her number, blah blah. That's normal.
because a lot of people hit on people just
Yeah.
randomly. So you
especially ladies, especially like now with social media.
don't- yeah.
She can get a text message from someone in India. I'm not going to get upset at Kumar because he texted my girlfriend like send me nudes or whatever. I'm not.
At this idea, we have been seeing a lot of nudes of recent.
Yeah, but if
Like
one
surfacing.
sends a message like that and
Yeah, you're like, hey, this guy
like,
could be in Muniki. like, it's. I once had someone like being mad at me for not being jealous enough. I was just like, I'm chill.
on the next level. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
I like to be honest. I'm really chill. Like I told this about. I thought people felt like I'm like, if I'm with you, then someone wants to fight me over you.
yeah.
I just go home. Yeah.
I'm like that somehow. Like I don't like, especially like the situations like with your friends and like you meet a lot of girls. And now, like, it's all of you have an interest.
Yeah,
the same
all of you
girl,
want to
get
show.
the numbers
Yeah.
and like, usually weird. So,
So
like,
you're
I
the
usually
But also,
I
if you,
take one for the team.
no,
like,
no. But also, if you're the guy who's kind of laid back and just sitting there while everyone is doing that, that also maybe that is your strategy. Maybe you're also trying to show the girl that you are the both sides. Maybe you are the person who has a lot of desire, but you just don't want. You want to make yourself unique.
like, but even if I have desire, I usually take one for the team. Like,
You want to chill back.
yeah,
I think also it's a way of setting your, it's a way of being you.
yeah, because it's weird, man. Like, guys, things that make us to misunderstand each other, like, there are very few. Like,
You think guys are chill with each other?
not like girls that like will cause like some problems, like with guys.
I find girls having more harmony with each other than guys.
Yeah.
Girls.
Okay, like it depends what kind of guy. Like that. Here's the thing. Like most guys are not getting girls like that.
No, I'm saying like girls, like the way girls relate to each
Yeah.
other and the way guys relate
Yeah.
to each other. I find
But
girls
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
things that will make us rub each other, very few. Like
Yeah.
we will get along most of the time.
with
like,
the guys get along most
Yeah.
of the time.
yeah,
Come on, is that true?
pretty much.
I find guys are also very beefy.
No, I don't think so.
There's someone who had a beef with me that I unfollowed them, and I just realized later on.
You-
Actually,
but
you know what? Let me say that person's
okay,
name.
okay.
Ready for it. But it was a bluff. Bashir, you know him, like
Yeah,
Bashir came to me like, "Hey, bro, I thought you have a beef with me. You unfollowed me on Twitter,
yeah.
and I did not have any of those."
Okay.
But then, like, we just talked it over and we sorted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the things like ladies beef about, like as men, like when you look at them, like shit, this doesn't make sense. Like, so a girl will be upset her friend is interested in someone she's not interested. Like,
What I find also guys also like get upset with that.
but why? You have no interest in this person, and
No, people usually view
So,
like their opinion also counts. Like if I tell you, hey, don't go for that girl because of 1, 2, 3, and you just still insist you want to do it, then I'm kind of like, hey, bro, like we're not on the same page.
but it's none of your business. Like, if you
What do you mean it's none of my business? We're friends. That's why we're friends, dude. You cannot have it both ways.
No, it's not like. See, my point is, let's say, like you're interested in a girl.
Uh,
This girl's not interested in you,
yeah.
so you go to her friend.
Uh-huh.
So she's going to have issues with her friend.
Yes, because this guy.
It's not, we,
No. Because I
the
rejected
premise
this
is
guy.
you never dated
No,
or
no.
whatever.
The
Like
premise
you
is
just-
this. The premise is like he's a disgusting guy. I rejected him. Why are you with him?
But do you know what is disgusting to ladies?
Maybe
Maybe this guy is short, or like,
but also that's the same thing with guys. Guys are saying some ladies are too slim, some ladies are too fat, and whatever. Like people have unrealistic standards.
but here's the difference. Ladies have a lot of options to have standards. We don't have as much. Yeah,
What do you mean we don't have as much?
like how many ladies are in your friend zone right now?
Like ladies that I friend zone.
Yeah.
Very. I'm not that hot of a guy. None.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I'm not a hot guy. Maybe.
No, even the hottest guy has the same problem.
No. Some hot guys like have a lot of ladies on their friend zone. some hot muscular
Okay,
guy.
yeah, but what is the percentage of hot guys? Like most guys are average. For real, most guys are average.
So you think most guys are average? What is a hot guy? Like this guy is who
A
go to
hot
the
guy,
gym.
a hot guy is someone who's like more than 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
And has muscles. And
Are you not describing a bouncer?
not a bouncer. Yeah, a bouncer could be a hot guy.
Come on. Bouncers, come on. If the standards for I mean nothing against bouncers. If the standards for
No,
for
just like a structure. Like you have like
that, I
that's the hot guy.
I do rock climbing. It doesn't require a lot of structure and what, but you really need to have endurance and good muscles and what. So I remember.
I mean, like the kind of muscles girls want.
Yeah, but that's a lot of that thing are very unrealistic, and that thing is
And that's why most people don't meet those standards.
Yeah, I mean, also for you to do that, you have to dedicate a lot of energy also and time.
You know, like most women feel like they're settling.
Settling how?
Like the guy they get committed to is not the best guy they can get.
So it's, you just feel like, okay, this is...
Yeah.
So you think that's how marriage is viewed at times?
Yeah.
Come on, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be your settling
But
guy.
that's how most women feel. They feel like they're but men settle all the time.
So you think women feel like probably the guy they want to get is Tom Cruise, but now they're settling with MaNelson? Yeah. That's a huge
That means if they get like a chance to Tom Cruise, you're out.
But they can never get it. That's a huge
Exactly.
gap. Tom Cruise or Keanu Reeves or what is this guy? This one, the one that usually like on Idris
Elba, yeah. The hottest man alive, I think.
I'm like,
yeah.
I am also Idris Elba.
So like some girls are dreaming of that kind of guy. Like that's what's on the
But
mind.
also a lot of guys are dreaming of Shakira and Beyonce and what.
But we are realistic about it.
Yeah.
It's not like when you salute Shakira today, that's going to be like now your new standards. Yeah, you just got lucky. Next day, you see a Mary Boy, kind of you're out with her. Like
you want to put me into trouble. I think Mary Boyo and Shakira are on the same spectrum.
Huh?
Yeah. I think Mary Boyo is our Shakira. I genuinely think she has a thing and she has a lot of audience. The thing is that, and that's someone say that an audience is an audience.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
The problem is that I think there is a bit of arrogance from the people whom you call kind of elite and cultured.
Yeah.
Where they think like they are the ones who are determining taste.
Yeah. But you get my point. My point, like Shakira is like world.
Yeah. I'm talking about music now.
But if a lady gets with someone like Diamond right now, you think like what was her name? Tanasha Donna.
I don't know how, but
yeah. Do you think she can be able to date a regular guy?
A regular guy? No one should date a regular guy. No one should date. If you're a regular guy, you're a regular guy. Don't.
But regular guy is like on a bounce of probability. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah, I've been so much outside of the cultural kind of like pop culture ecosystem. So a lot of references usually, kind of like miss me or I miss it. So I don't get a lot of the references. But I think people have standards and people have things that they aspire to, and I don't know how to express them. At times
Do you have standards
with regards to
girls or dating or whatever?
Hey man, don't get me in trouble. Come on, don't get me in trouble. There is
okay, you don't.
No, it's not that I don't like. There is someone I'm talking to right now, so I don't want to.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't want to.
That's fair.
I don't want to sound as if I'm talking about them or I'm talking of them or something like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I want to be a bit
cautious.
Cautious.
That
cautious
means it's getting serious. The semifinals.
Yeah, I don't want to misspeak in this podcast and say like, "Hey, my standards in this and this," and then the next thing someone is in your DM.
The point is,
someone is in your DM is like, "So that's what you're looking for, right?" It's okay, then.
Yeah, but like most men don't have like standards.
I have a lot of issues. I have my.
If they see if you can see that door and something attracts your body, that's it.
I don't think so. I think I'm very interested in ethics. Like I really want someone who's like not manipulative, ethically sound. I don't I don't try to manipulate people most of the time. So I expect that from the other person. I expect some honesty. And I expect also like some level of kind of like vision and kind of understanding of what you're doing. Because like the idea is that I can't be here trying to work on myself, trying to kind of like get get my shit together to be level headed, to kind of be that. And you are there just like, I don't know what is like I am just trying to be me, whatever. Like I mean I find that to be unfair.
Yeah, it's unfair.
It's to be unfair for you to be like living wild, then expect another person who's kind of like really being putting work, and then I think that could be also the same thing with you. I mean, you are in your you're doing you're in the oil field for 1 month. You come here, you're doing your comedy, you're buying equipment, you're doing what, riding your bike around and whatever. You don't want someone who's just like, I dropped out of uni just for me to my hobby is shopping. You're like, but what are you doing for life? You're like, I just want to shop and buy nice stuff and club. Then you're like, okay. Of course, will you feel that's fair deal?
No, that's not a fair deal.
Yeah, that's
and there's like you have to reconsider, like, are you really ready to get married?
Yeah, that's a very
like, just put dowry aside. Are you really ready to get married?
Are you asking me or you're saying?
No, I'm just like
I think a lot of people need to kind of make conscious. I think people need to make conscious decisions about that and see like whether, as you're saying, are they really?
Yeah, because the pressure in South Sudan, the pressure is real on you as a man.
Yeah, it is.
You have to deliver.
Yeah, it is, and I'm like, some people are like, I don't know. Some people like pay like $50,000, $100,000 for kind of money. I'm like, I'm fine with that. Like, love can wait. Like $100,000 is a lot of money. 500 cows is a lot of cows. I don't know. 500 cows is not 50.
And you just imagine, like, you pay all of that. You don't have a house. You don't have.
How do you get those cows from a place to place? So like, do you bring, I don't know, like 500 probably many. Like if you a guy like you, maybe they ask you for 50 cows. So do you like go there and like take the 50 cows and bring them to someone's compound?
They have to send their men to go and collect them.
And then will they check the cows and whatever, everything?
Yeah. Sometimes they will get beaten up because, those guys don't give up cows easily. Yeah.
Like at times you marry from someone and then you promise the cows. Then you go there, you want to get it, then they beat you up. Oh, that's such a raw deal.
Yeah.
But that's a very good.
Because this is their livelihood, man. Like these guys getting milk.
How did they agree?
Taking care of these cows, and now someone is like, yo.
How do they agree in the first place?
Well, there's some formalities involved, But like,
I don't get it. I don't get the whole cow exchange thing. I think probably they should use Bitcoin.
But Bitcoin's declining.
I don't know who sets the marriage rules. Oh, the elders of Kaji decree Bitcoin as an acceptable currency, and then like elders in Upper Nile, the Upper Nile Council of Elders have decreed that like Bitcoin is the official currency for dowries. And then you're like, yo.
A regular Sudanese don't know what the hell is Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think. What about oil? If they start like oil, like we're accepting oil as a dowry now.
But oil is not for everyone. Like, it's not everyone that can get oil.
I mean, you can give them shares or whatever.
The government owns it, like the whole of it.
The government owns the whole oil.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
they give 2% or something to the local community, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly, given the Auditor General's report.
Now it's 3%.
It's 3%.
Yeah.
I remember like when they started giving this 3% earlier on in the year 2009.
3% is recent.
2000, yeah. So like when they started giving this 2% or whatever early in the years when they started the oil, those ninjas from Unity States, they were getting that. I had a few friends of that.
Yeah.
Those guys were balling. Like I remember they got the money, they gave everyone in the state salary. I was like, you cannot give everyone.
They don't like people from other states. They feel like you're coming to take their oil.
Do you think people feel a bit edgy? Do you think some people feel that the oil belongs to them?
I know.
People?
Yeah, they do feel like that.
But it's
so they feel some type of way, like when they bring people from Juba or from other states. Like, Yeah.
But I find this sentiment is also going all over the place. Also.
Yeah.
People feel certain way about employment even.
Yeah.
If you go
Even like the NGOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's messed up.
The real thing.
That's really effed up.
So actually, when we first got there, like there was a strike.
Yeah.
And like,
when you got there first.
Yeah.
And
we were like just 6 Sudanese and like 15 Indians, but we were the issue, not Indians.
Okay, wait. That's when you got to at the oil place, at the oil field or whatever. When you got there.
Yeah.
So the 6 South Sudanese were they were like, you're not from here. The strike was because of what?
Yeah.
They want the sons and daughters of the land to be the ones.
Exactly.
What about the Indians? They're chill with Indians.
They're okay. They're like Unut. Yeah, like
Hunut is fine.
Yeah.
But like you guys, where are you from?
And the funny thing, that people were like doing the strike. It's not like if you give them that job, they'll do it. It's not like they're qualified for it.
But probably they have a point. They're saying like, take our kids to give them scholarships so that they can also be able to compete.
Yeah, but that's the wrong way to do it. Like, you should address it to like your governor or like.
Don't you think they tried to address it before?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they tried, and like in this place, like no one listens to you, so you have to do something.
Yeah, but the impression is they own the oil, so like they're entitled to like everything.
Who owns the oil?
It's a national thing.
Who owns the national thing? Who owns the government?
The government, yeah, the government actually. So like anyone from any this part of this country.
Yeah, but you're making the assumption that there is a lot of fairness and there is some equitable distribution. There's no
fairness.
Of course, yes, it's not good to kind of like strike and tell people South Sudanese should not work.
Yeah, there's no fairness, and like our industry is being run by foreigners basically. So like our anger should be directed like, why there no more?
Why there no
local people?
Yeah, no indigenous companies that are running.
Yeah, and why are local people not trained and like.
Yeah, it's the youth are having it hard here in this country.
Yeah,
it's very. The youth are having,
and that's the backbone of our economy.
The youth, the oil.
Yeah,
the oil and the youth.
And the youth, yeah. Both of them.
So which one should we prioritize?
It's one and the same thing, like the backbone. So youth and like our resources should be like a national thing. Because
a lot of the youth are suffering, man. They're really having it hard.
So like the government should own at least maybe, let's say, 50% like
of the oil.
Yeah, but considering like our status now, because we're still young,
how much is the government owning right now? Not that 50%.
I'm afraid it's less than 10.
Damn.
Probably it's less than 10. Yeah.
How did we get into this messed up broker deal?
Because like we bring like Jipo, Dar, these companies are not local. The only local company is Nilepec.
All these other companies are,
and yeah, these are like they have the lion's share, whatever. They're all foreign.
But maybe at the start we didn't know how to run this stuff. That's why we asked them to come.
But it's been 10 years. How long does it take to like graduate from engineering school? 4 years. We would have had like third generation now. Engineers. Assuming there were no engineers before that, which is not true. There were a lot of engineers.
But also you find this in a lot of other places, in telecom, in road construction, in all kind of things like that. We don't have even the indigenous companies. When we have indigenous companies, you find that like, hey, like, I mean, that looks like a family business.
And anything like South Sudanese and maybe Africans don't understand how like these Asian people do business. When you're doing business, like you care like where this money is going to go. Like you do business like, how do I put it? Like it's a family thing.
You ensure that the
it's
money
a
circles.
Regional thing.
The money,
it's a national like that. So before it goes like maybe international, it has to pass through other layers.
Yeah, but we don't have that concept.
So by that, so the profit will not go far away. Like that's how they do business.
A lot of our business here, the profit is actually like really lost to
other countries. So it doesn't like rotate like.
I mean, like even people here from your kids in kindergarten, they're already in Uganda. You're paying school fees there.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, so in India, that's ridiculous. That's why you see Indians are successful wherever they are.
They ensure
in
that their money
America,
circulates within
within the
the
community.
yeah, in America, in
So they will
Australia,
do
man.
schools,
in
they will
Aus-
do
yeah.
hospitals, specifically for them.
Even their food they eat from their restaurants.
Yeah, and the shops, all of that.
For us here, we're like, hey, I don't want local. Let's go to
Yeah.
yeah.
So most of our money now is going to Pyramid, is going to Crown, it's going to Phoenicia.
I don't like Pyramid. I think it's overrated. It's concrete with a lot of lights in it.
There you go. But that's where all the money is going. And maybe there's some other local, whatever, providing maybe. Not as much, but like that deserve like that money.
I think we should develop those industries and kind of try to build on them.
So like you should try like, what do you put it? So in India, they have like a movement called Make in India. So they appreciate everything that's made locally. For you to import something, you must confirm it is not in India.
I'm thinking about that India joke. Well, this guy is not. What if I want to ask Pyramid to come and sponsor something? Anyway, so they have this Make in India, yeah?
Yeah. So even like these phones, this like Redmi, OnePlus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a product of that idea.
Wow. So they try to make a lot of these things in India. And they're doing it. They're making cars. They're making Tata. Tata is like...
Yeah, and like these companies like Google, like they have to be in India also. They have to establish offices there. And so Google, there's localized like...
It's not the good like... But
So
but for us here, man, we don't have any representation.
Yeah.
MaNelson, I can see that a lot of people who are looking at us. There's someone who's calling my phone. I don't know who that is. It was a delight. It was a delight having you in the Nothing podcast. I'm definitely sure we touch on range of issues.
A lot of things, man.
We hit on the 1 hour mark.
We didn't even plan on some
Halfway
things.
through the podcast, our producer was jumping in and saying different things. So, thank you so much. I hope to catch up with you soon.
Thank you, man. This was amazing.
This is amazing. Let's try to see how this cinematic thing will go around. We good?